Have you ever stopped to think that small changes in your body might be more than just signs of aging? As men get older, certain physical signs start to appear, some obvious, others so subtle that you might not even notice them at first. And there's one that, believe it or not, you might actually smell before you see. These changes aren't random, they are clear indicators of how the body adapts over time. The scary part, by the time these signs become noticeable, the process may already be well underway. But don't worry, there's no need to panic. In this video, we'll reveal 4 signs of aging in older men that you simply can't ignore. One of them is related to smell. 2 involve things that get bigger, and 1, interestingly enough, gets smaller. Some of these changes happen gradually, while others might catch you off guard when you look in the mirror one day. How many of these signs have you noticed in yourself? Stay with me until the end, because you might discover something that explains a change you've noticed but never fully understood. By the end, you'll have a better understanding of what's happening to your body and what you can do about it. So, let's dive in. Sign 1, the distinct scent of aging. There's a specific scent that often accompanies aging, and if you've ever visited a nursing home, you may have noticed it. It's not about poor hygiene or using the wrong cologne, it's something much deeper, happening at a cellular level. As men age, the skin undergoes biochemical changes that lead to the production of a compound called non-enal. This smell, which some people barely notice but others find quite distinct, has a slightly grassy, waxy, or even aged aroma. The challenge is that non-enal doesn't just wash away with a regular shower. Unlike body odor caused by bacteria, non-enal binds to clothing fibers, lingers on the skin, and resists ordinary soaps. This explains why some men still notice the scent even after bathing. While youthful skin regenerates and naturally removes excess oils, aging skin retains more oxidized fatty acids, making the scent more noticeable over time. Take Ricardo, a 74-year-old retired engineer, for example. He started noticing that his shirts retained a certain smell even after being washed. One day, his granddaughter commented, "Grandpa, you smell like books and wood." Surprisingly, this is a common description of this scent. At first, he thought it was his cologne or laundry detergent, but after switching products and still noticing the smell, he realized that it was actually his skin that had changed. The good news: while you can't stop non-enal production entirely, you can reduce its buildup. Special soaps, particularly those designed to remove excess oils, are more effective. Eating foods rich in antioxidants, like green tea, citrus fruits, and leafy greens, can also help reduce oxidative stress and slow down the process. And since non-enal clings to clothing, washing your clothes with baking soda or using odor-neutralizing sprays can make a significant difference. So, if you've ever wondered why your scent has changed over the years, now you know it's not your imagination, nor is it poor hygiene. It's a natural aging process that every man will experience at some point. And speaking of changes, the next sign we'll discuss is something that grows in many men, but is rarely talked about. Stay tuned, because this sign is crucial to understanding how the body changes over time and what you can do to stay in control. Don't miss it. Sign 2. The belly that won't stop growing. One of the most common signs of aging in men is an increase in abdominal circumference. And it's not just about eating a little more or skipping workouts, it goes way beyond that. As men age, metabolism slows down, muscle mass decreases, and hormonal changes make it easier to accumulate fat, especially around the belly. You may have noticed that even if you maintain the same diet you had years ago, your waistline just keeps expanding. This happens because testosterone levels decline over time, and with that, the body's ability to maintain lean muscle also decreases. Since muscles burn more calories than fat, this change leads to a slower metabolism, making excess calories turn into belly fat much more easily. For some men, it's not just an aesthetic concern, but also a matter of discomfort. Shirts that used to fit well now feel tight, and even simple activities like bending down can become more challenging. The problem goes beyond appearance. Studies show that excess abdominal fat in older men increases the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. Unlike fat stored in other parts of the body, belly fat is metabolically active, releasing inflammatory substances that affect everything from blood pressure to brain health. That's why men with a prominent belly in their 70s or 80s often experience more fatigue, joint pain, and even trouble sleeping. But don't worry, all is not lost. Resistance training is one of the most effective ways to combat muscle loss and keep metabolism active. Prioritizing protein in your diet also helps maintain lean mass and control appetite, making weight management easier. Additionally, avoiding processed carbs and added sugars can help regulate insulin levels and prevent further fat accumulation. Small changes can make a big difference. So if you've noticed your belly growing even without changing your habits, know that it's not just your imagination. It's your body adapting to hormonal changes that come with aging. And speaking of changes, the next sign we're going to explore is something you may not have noticed yet, but it's also literally growing. This one will surprise you. You won't want to miss it. Sign 3, the mystery of ever-growing ears. Have you ever looked at an old photo and thought, were my ears always this big? Well, they were. One of the most curious signs of aging is that ears continue to grow throughout life. Unlike muscles which shrink or fat which redistributes, ear cartilage just keeps expanding. And to make matters worse, gravity plays a role. 2, pulling them downward and making them look even larger. Studies show that ears grow about 0.8 centimeters per decade. This means that by the time a man reaches his 70s or 80s, his ears may be noticeably larger than they were in his youth. The change isn't drastic from one year to the next, but over decades, the difference becomes clear. And it's not just the ears themselves that change. Earlobes also become thinner and more stretched, contributing to the droopy ear look. Take the case of Jorge, a 78-year-old retired teacher. He always had proportionate ears, but when comparing an old photo to a recent one, he was shocked at how much they had changed. His earlobes, once firm and rounded, now looked thinner and elongated. He had never noticed it before, but once he did, he couldn't unsee it. The good news is that while you can't stop cartilage growth, you can minimize the effects of gravity. Keeping your skin hydrated, eating foods that boost collagen production, and protecting your ears from excessive sun exposure can help maintain skin elasticity. And if earlobes become too thin, moisturizers and vitamin-rich products can help improve their texture. So if you've ever wondered why your ears seem bigger, now you know. It's a natural sign of aging. But don't worry, because the next sign is even more impactful. We're about to talk about a body part that, unlike ears, actually shrinks over time, and this can have serious consequences. You won't want to miss this revelation. Sign 4. The calves disappear. One of the most surprising signs of aging in men is the loss of muscle mass in the calves. You've probably looked at your legs and thought, where did that muscle I had go? This happens due to a process called muscle atrophy, where muscle mass gradually decreases over time. And it's not just about appearance. This change can have a real impact on your mobility and quality of life. As testosterone and growth hormone levels decline, the body loses muscle faster than it can replace it. Additionally, many men become less active without realizing it. Even if you still walk every day, you may not be using your calf muscles the same way you used to, especially if you don't engage in activities like running or weightlifting. To make things worse, changes in the circulatory system reduce blood flow to the legs, further accelerating muscle loss. An example is Roberto, a 75-year-old retiree who's always had strong calves. However, by the time he reached 70, he noticed they were thinner and weaker. Simple activities like climbing stairs or getting up from a chair started requiring more effort. He thought it was just a part of aging, but the truth was that his muscles were shrinking due to inactivity and hormonal changes. The loss of muscle mass in the calves is not just an aesthetic issue. It affects balance, increases the risk of falls, and can even slow walking speed. Studies show that men with weaker calves tend to have more difficulty moving as they age. The good news is that part of this process can be reversed with specific exercises such as calf raises, resistance band training, and walking on inclined surfaces. So if you've noticed that your calves are thinner or weaker, don't ignore it. This is a change that can be fought with effort and dedication. And now, get ready for the last signs, which I'm sure you'll notice quickly. Sign 5. A weakening voice. A sign of aging that often goes unnoticed is the change in the voice. As men age, their voice can become weaker, hoarser, or even out of tune. This happens because the vocal cords, like other tissues in the body, lose elasticity and strength over time. Additionally, the muscles around the larynx also weaken, affecting voice projection and clarity. This phenomenon is known as presbyphonia, a condition common in older men. The voice can become deeper or show tremors, especially during long conversations. For some, this may just be an inconvenience, but for others, it can affect confidence and communication in daily life. Imagine trying to tell a story and realizing your voice no longer has the same authority as before. An example is Carlos, a 72-year-old retired teacher. He's always had a strong, clear voice, but by the time he turned 70, he started noticing his voice would falter during the classes he still taught as a volunteer. He thought it was just fatigue, but after consulting a specialist, he discovered it was a natural effect of aging. The good news is that vocal exercises and breathing techniques can help strengthen the vocal cords and improve voice projection. Additionally, staying hydrated and avoiding smoking are simple measures that can preserve vocal health for longer. And if the change in voice is too pronounced, a speech therapist can help with specific exercises to regain some strength and clarity. So if you've noticed your voice isn't the same anymore, know that this is part of the natural aging process. But wait, because the next sign we'll cover is something that directly affects your independence and quality of life. Stay with me because this sign is crucial for understanding how to maintain your autonomy as the years go by. Here's the translation, sign 6, vision that's no longer the same. Another sign of aging that many men overlook is the change in vision. As the years pass, it's common to notice difficulty reading small text, driving at night, or even distinguishing colors. This happens because the eye's lens loses flexibility and tear production decreases, leading to a condition known as presbyopia. Additionally, the risk of eye diseases such as cataracts and macular degeneration increases significantly after age 60. For many men, the first clue that their vision is changing is the need to move a newspaper or phone further away to read. Others notice that light seems dimmer or that their eyes get tired more easily. These changes can be frustrating, especially for those who have always had perfect vision. But the truth is, just like the rest of the body, the eyes age too. An example is the case of Antonio, a 77-year-old retired driver. He had always prided himself on his sharp vision, but by the time he turned 70, he started having trouble driving at night. The headlights appeared brighter and more blinding, and he noticed he needed more time to adjust to the darkness. After consulting an ophthalmologist, he discovered he was developing cataracts, a common condition in older men. The good news is that many of these changes can be corrected with glasses, contact lenses, or even surgeries like cataract surgery. In addition, protecting the eyes from the sun with sunglasses and maintaining a diet rich in vitamins A, C, and E can help preserve eye health for longer. And of course, regular visits to the ophthalmologist are essential for detecting problems early. So, if you've noticed that your vision isn't the same anymore, don't ignore it. These changes can be managed with the right care. Now that we've explored these 6 signs of aging in older men, it's time to reflect. How many of these have you noticed in yourself or someone close to you? Aging is a natural journey, and while some changes are inevitable, understanding what's happening with your body is the first step toward taking better care of yourself. Whether it's maintaining an exercise routine to strengthen your calves, adopting a diet rich in antioxidants to fight non-e-nail, or protecting your vision with sunglasses, small actions can make a big difference. The important thing is not to ignore these signs, but to view them as opportunities to adapt and live with better health and vitality. So, which of these signs stood out to you the most? Have you noticed any of them in yourself? Leave a comment with your biggest discovery from this video and how you plan to act from now on. Your experience may inspire others to take better care of their health too. If you like this content and want more tips on how to age with quality of life, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any new videos. After all, aging doesn't have to be scary. With the right information and proper care, you can continue living with energy and independence for many years. Thank you for watching until the end. And remember, every change in your body tells a story. Let it be one of wisdom, resilience, and good health. See you in the next video.